What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski and I am back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today, I'm bringing you guys breakdowns of every single Chaos Coliseum stage in One Piece Treasure Cruise right now, with this brand new badge being Rebecca, Lucky Roux, and a Rogue. Now, in this video, we're going to break down all of a Rogue stages. Now, just before we get into it, guys, I do want to state that these teams that I'm using in this video are in no way, geared towards you guys, because I know that not everyone has every single unit. This is kind of like what I use. This is like a playthrough of what I used in order to beat all of these different stages. So if you guys don't have any of these units, that's okay, because a lot of them can be swapped out for different units anyways. But without further ado, guys, let's get straight into the video. So for this first one, on round one, we are against Jewelry Bonnie. Now, Jewelry Bonnie is actually pretty simple. I'm using a double Mihawk team, which is really strong. Both of the Mihawk specials will put Jewelry Bonnie down to about 50% HP, which is really strong. One other team that actually works very well if you guys have the units is like a full int team with like the regular buggy, the first buggy, because he shuffles all recovery orbs into int orbs, so you can use a really cool int team that will take you down really easily. But with this team, all I'm really doing is waiting after this first turn, and then I'll get some good orbs potentially. I've also got the young buggy who gives himself an int orb, and I've also got Crocodile who gives himself an int orb as well, which is really nice. But luckily, I didn't actually have to do any of those specials because I got them anyways. And then Doflamingo is really strong, giving double of orb effectiveness to our team, which is awesome. And after the double Mihawk special, it puts her on really low HP, and also Koza gives our slashes a 1.5 times boost as well. I don't think Koza is actually needed for this team just because it's so powerful with the 2 orbs on our int slashes. But overall, a pretty simple team, and I'll see you guys in the next round. Now let's move on to round 2 against Massa. Now this guy is a strength unit, so I thought that the most safest team to bring would be a double Eneru team. Now again, you really don't have to bring these units. This is just what I brought in order to beat him. Obviously Kaku would be a good replacement for Doflamingo, but he gives you 3 matching orbs, which is so powerful. I have Story Mode Lucci, who gives us another 3 blue orbs, which is awesome, and then Eneru for 2 times attack for our quick characters. And yeah, it pretty much just does so much damage. So if you don't have 6-star Doflamingo, getting orbs may be a little bit more difficult, but with a double Eneru team, you can't really go wrong. So that is pretty much how I beat Massa, and now let's move on to round 3 of Urouge's Coliseum. Moving on to round 3, we now have a whole bunch of Mr. 3s, and obviously because they're all int, bringing a full team of Psy characters is probably the most recommended. And I'm just using a double Strongword Shanks because you get so many yellow orbs, and then I have Impact Usopp for double attack for our Psy units, and Kobe for a 1.5 times orb boost, and then pretty much just attack. So this is one of the most easiest Coliseum stages in my opinion. Obviously you can bring just a regular Shanks as your captain or a Garp captain, but overall a very simple stage. And now let's go on to stage 4 of Urouge's Coliseum. Moving on now to round 4, we have Peron. Now, Peron is a little bit tricky. She has kind of some really obscure effects that make her really tricky to take down. She actually despairs you for 3 turns. So obviously a Blackbeard team would be really good. However, getting to Peron is actually pretty tricky with the Blackbeard team. So you have to have like the right units in order to make a Blackbeard team work. But I'm just using a double gear 3 team, and this worked reasonably well, I'm not going to lie. And I suggested this to another person, and it worked for them as well. So I highly suggest if you have a gear 3 and you're having trouble with Peron, to try it out. So basically how it works is upon entering the room, you want to go ahead and use Golden Pound Usopp, just so you can stall out all of those turns of the Captain Despair. And then you want to try and conserve some good strength orbs for your strength characters to do a lot of damage to her. Also, when you enter the room, she has a preemptive attack that will put up a shield and lower the attack of strength characters by a considerable amount for like 4 turns or something, 3 or 4 turns. So you have to try and wait until that's actually, finished its duration. And then once that's gone, you can go ahead and use Doflamingo's special and Eustace Kid's special if you need to get as many strength orbs as you can on your strength characters, and then pretty much do a hell of a lot of damage with the 2 times orb effectiveness and the double gear 3 as your captain, dealing so much damage to Perona. And now let's move on to the final round against Urouge's Coliseum. So now we move on to the final round of Urouge's Coliseum. Now, before we get into the actual last stage, I'm actually going to go ahead and for each of these different Coliseums, I will break down the stage before the actual final boss because that can also be quite tricky as well. So here we have Peron, and as you can see, because it is Urouge, I am using a double Urouge team. So basically, the way that this works is just because I had sockets, it really didn't matter for it, but she does despair you for 3 turns. So if you guys need it, you can go ahead and use Golden Pan Usopp there. Golden Pan Usopp is just kind of there for enabling me to stall and also enabling me, you know, just to get some delay off if I ever need it. But luckily enough, I didn't actually need to do it anyways. But the way that this team works is you just have to keep chipping away at Peron's HP little by little. And with the recovery that you get back from NL's Captain effect, you can pretty much stall for a very, very long time. After about 4 turns, Peron will actually go ahead and increase her attack power, which means that she'll actually be doing more damage to you, more than you can recover. But if you get like a recovery orb here or there, you can just keep recovering and, you know, keep on stalling forever, really. And once you get Peron really close to 20%, you want to go ahead and use one of your Urouge's Captain effect specials, and then you can go ahead and just kill her off. And then you move on to the final stage against Urouge. So once you reach Urouge himself, he doesn't have that much HP. He only has 1.75 million, and with the amount of damage you can get from the specials that I have on this team, it really doesn't even, you don't even need to stall, you don't need any delays, you just need to make sure that you hit your perfects, and you'll be able to kill him off in a single turn. So we go ahead and use Dofi special, we use Lucci special, which gives us full board of blue orbs, then we use one of our Urouge specials, luckily that we have 2 of them, because we used one in the previous room against Perona, and if we really need it, we can recover back to full HP with Marco, but luckily we didn't even need to use that at all, and then we just go ahead and attack, and that is how you actually beat Urouge's Coliseum. So I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to smack the like button down below, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.